We all know that government shutdowns negatively affect the economy. The nonpartisan CBO estimated that the GDP was reduced by $11 billion in the 2 quarters of the 2018-2019 partial government shutdown. The economy continues to be a top issue for Americans over the past year and a half or so. What do you say to Americans when they hear government shutdown? They're already worried about the economy. What do you say to them to really ease these fears?
Well, as someone who unfortunately has been through the shutdowns of 13, 18, and 19, I can tell you that we don't accomplish a hell of a lot with it. And we do cost the government, roughly, it's been estimated $4 billion during those shutdowns. It also is demoralizing to the men and women who put their lives on the line in our country to say, well, we can't get our act done, but you continue to fight for us, but we're not going to pay you. That just doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense to me. They're not good for our country. They're not good for our standing in the world. And so I think it's important to when we not shut down, and I work hard to make sure that doesn't occur. The flip side of that is, so as I tell people at home, and you're absolutely right, the economy is number one. People could care less about Hunter Biden. I've never heard his name brought up here in my 6 weeks here now being at home. But I do hear, hey, I can't be sure that my supply lines are going to be here and that I can continue to manufacture the products. And so I don't want to lay people off. You hear the employees say, I don't want to be laid off. Everything's costing me more. I'm allegedly making more, but I don't see it because I'm spending more money than I have before. And so it's a constant fear wherever I go, and it's something that we need to address. And we address that by reducing spending at the government level. I also tell folks that whether it's in a family type setting like a chamber meeting or whether it's a meeting with business people, look, you people all have budgets, 1 month, 6 months, a year, 5 years. You project yourself out. As you rightly point out, Brittany, we don't know what the hell's going on after September 30th. And it's wrong. I mean, we need to have clarity. We need to find what we're doing and where we're going, not only for the American people, but for the businesses and for the government employees to understand, yes, there's a focus, there's a plan, and we're going to maintain it, and we're going to move forward so the country can continue to get stronger.
Do you think reducing spending is something Democrats, A, will get on board with, and B, where are those areas that you feel like you can give and take? I know Homeland Security, it sounds like that's a non-starter for you, but are there any areas that you can say, hey, there's more room to negotiate here?
Well, certainly in our spending bills, there have been, on defense and Homeland Security, there's been some agreement that those pointed out, but the 10 bills have all managed to cut, and we've cut in different areas too. We just prioritize the spending on things that are more effective, like making sure that we use the latest technology to go after and track criminals. And I, for one, am hell bent on eliminating fentanyl. It's killed way too many kids in our country, and we didn't declare war on it. His administration needs to, and the rest of the House and the Senate need to follow in behind it and attack it wherever it rears its ugly head, because it's killing kids on a daily basis and it's wrong. And so that's why I take my job as the chair of Homeland Security Appropriations so seriously, down to the border, under the problem, Brittany, that now drones, they don't run across the border, send it, and once they get their people across, they can send it over in a drone and drop it into our country and have these people pick it up following the coordinates. So it's really important that we continue to use all the best available technology to combat this on a daily basis. Now, with that being said, yeah, we can cut spending, but the one thing that you'll notice, all the spending that took place with the IRA and the other things that this administration has put out there, I'm firmly committed to the belief that every governor ran on that money last year, handing it out throughout the state. I witnessed it here. Every county and city has it, and they're trying to figure out how to spend it by the end of the year. The trouble is, no one ever says, hey, we don't need it, you can have it back. Everybody finds a way to spend it. And that's a problem, because it creates, if you buy more trucks, that requires more maintenance. The hand-me-down from that and the mandated spending that takes place, having spent the initial dollars on things that require maintenance in the future, they're going to continue to cost a lot of money. And so we need to prioritize our spending and start doing the things that is necessary, round up, feds down, to start to realize that the things we really need to do, Homeland Security, our common defense, and our infrastructure, and then worry about the rest locally.